Hey guys, the Strong Boys 19 is back, and I know it's been ages since I haven't done the next review from the Rolling Stones for the past 2 months because I was busy with other videos, so I apologise. So that's out of the way right now, so time for the review on the Rolling Stones' 7th studio album entitled Beggars Banquet, and this is the follow-up to their completely psychedelic album, Their Satanic Majesty's Request. So, the Rolling Stones at this point really ended their brief psychedelic rock genre from Between the Buttons and Their Satanic Majesty's Request. So they've really gone back into their own rock sound, and in my opinion, guys, their music just gets better and better and better from this album, in my opinion, all the way to the 70s. And it is the beginning of the golden classic era from the Rolling Stones, and I bet some of you guys agree with me on that. And Beggars Banquet is one of my most favourite albums from this band, and I just loved every single thing on the album. It is a classic, and we all know that it is a phenomenal masterpiece. So Beggars Banquet is an album that, well, one of the albums, I should say, that got me into the Rolling Stones, along with the likes of Some Girls, Let It Bleed, Exile on Main Street, Sticky Fingers, and you know, some of the earlier ones, the Rolling Stones' first 2 albums. So yeah, so the Rolling Stones, from the era of Their Satanic Majesty's Request, they had to be the producers themselves to work with that album, as I've said from my review, and they brought in, this time, a different producer, and it is Jimmy Miller, and Jimmy Miller is, in my opinion, a better producer than Andrew Loog Oldham. So this album is nearly 40 minutes, and it came out a year after Their Satanic Majesty's Request, and surprisingly it came out on my birthday. So yeah, and it has 10 tracks, and every track on this album is, you know, really, really good stuff. And there are some songs on here that are just really that well known and popular, since the Stones were known as the greatest rock and roll band ever, you know, like just other rock bands, Led Zeppelin, The Who, and you know, there was just other great bands. I saw a spider crawling on that wall there. So a spider distracted me. Come on, zoom in, you son of a gun. Sorry about the blurriness. Yeah, you can see that. Obviously, the spider had nothing to do with this review. Yeah, if you haven't checked out Beggars Banquet, and if you haven't heard of it, definitely check this album out. I'd say it's a big, big recommendation, and it could be one of the perfect albums for the newcomer fans of the Rolling Stones, just to instantly love them from like the late 60s to the 70s, or the earlier stuff. So yeah, let's talk about some tracks. Sympathy for the Devil. Sympathy for the Devil is another really popular song, and it is a classic tune for the opening track, and there are uses of acoustic guitars and some percussion, and it is very good stuff. It's catchy, easy to follow, and Mick Jagger's vocals on this whole entire album are just, you know, amazing stuff, and He is, in my opinion, one of my favourite rock vocalists of all time. And Sympathy for the Devil is just 6 minutes of just very, very good stuff, and there are some backing vocals to fit in with the song, and Jimmy Miller is one of those people that done that backing vocals thing, so yeah, I loved it. There's another song from this album that is a cover, and the song is called Prodigal Son, and it's originally done by Robert Wilkins, and this cover is very, very good, and it's just one of the best covers I've ever heard from this band. And another brilliant song, Factory Girl. It's just 2 minutes of just amazing stuff. It's another song to me that I can just lie down and relax and whatnot. All the other songs, you know, like a Jigsaw Puzzle, and there was Parachute Woman, and just all the tracks, all 10 tracks are just really, really good songs. They're very unique for what they are, and they're just very catchy, upbeat, and they're just one of these songs that you could just dance to the music like the other albums. So yeah, and once again the Rolling Stones brought in a lot of other different instruments with their music to fit them absolutely well. Other instruments like the harmonica, the sitar, the tambura, and you know, just other various instruments, and loads of other guest musicians have been with the Stones to record their own pieces of instruments to fit in with their musical style, and they've done it really, really well. The production is absolutely fantastic, and the drums sounded even better than before, and the electric guitars still sounds absolutely wicked, with just a very, very crisp distortion, and you know, the bass guitar is also really clear, and the artwork is another one of these things that I love in the album. It's extremely, extremely memorable. I'm not talking about the original artwork, because the original artwork is just a pale coloured background with some beautiful text, you know, Beggars Banquet. Well, on the 2002 reissue of the album, the cover is just a picture of a lavatory with tons of random drawings and graffiti. Everyone knows that album cover when it comes to Beggars Banquet. So it is another fantastic album from the Rolling Stones, and just like I've said, definitely check out this album if you haven't yet, guys. And it is just one of the best albums from this band ever, and it's going to be very high on the list when I'll be doing my top 10 Rolling Stones albums list in the future. So that's really all I've got to say about this album, and I'm going to give Beggars Banquet from the Rolling Stones a 10 out of 10, and I hope all of you guys are going to be looking forward to the review on their next album, Let It Bleed. So yeah, rock on, guys, and thanks for watching.